Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and today, when I was scrolling through my garage looking for the next tank I wanted to review, my criteria was this. How much skill do I need to put into this vehicle in order to do well in it? And when I was looking for a tank to play, I was like, yeah, I don't want to put in any skill. So this is what I came up with, the T92E1, which is honestly probably the easiest tier 9 light to play and do insanely well in the whole game. All of tier 9. This tier 9 is absolutely insane. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the T92E1. I'll be explaining to you why it's so very good, and I'll be going over the stats and playing some live games in it. So obviously, to start things off, we're going to go over its stats, and we're going to take a look at the gun first things first. So in terms of its damage, 560 alpha is nothing to sleep on. This is a lot of alpha damage, especially for a light tank. You're going to be out trading heavies, tank destroyers in some aspects, and all of the other mediums and lights. So yeah, alpha damage is the main thing that makes this tank so very annoying to deal with. You have 8 degrees of gun depression, which means it's very, very flexible. Your penetration is also fantastic. Not necessarily on the standard shells, of course, because you have APCR standard, which absolutely sucks. But your heat shells have 350 millimeters of heat pen, which coincidentally is the same heat pen you have on the tier 10, the Sheridan. Absolutely insane. You will have zero problems penning opponents in this tank. Now, your gun is not that accurate. I will say that right now. Your aim time is 4.2 seconds, which is quite long, and your dispersion while using refined gun is 0.323. So, honestly, for the alpha damage and playstyle this tank has, I don't actually hate the accuracy on this gun. Sure, it trolls me every once in a while, like I just mentioned, but overall, I think it's okay for what the gun is. So, with that in mind, though, you will take a look at this DPM number next, though. 1953 is quite awful. But again, I'll explain this more a little bit later. This tank doesn't need DPM to do well. And in terms of the mobility, it goes 65 forward and 22 in reverse, so no problems there. You have a fantastic power to weight of almost 30, which is fantastic, like I said. Very, very mobile tank overall. So with the stats out of the way, we're going to be getting right onto some gameplay, and we're going to really just pester and annoy the crap out of the enemy players today, because that's what I feel like doing. So let's get right on into game number 1. And here we are, Mayan Ruins for battle number 1. And the armor profile of this tank is the next thing I will be taking a look at or talking about. The armor on this tank is so annoying to go up against. It is like the Sheridan, where at the most random of times when you're like, oh, this tank looks fully gray, I'm going to shoot at its side. You're just randomly going to bounce this tank's side. The upper plate is so sloped that it's sometimes an auto ricochet at certain angles. Even the turret is really troll. This, being a light tank, has way too much armor, and it makes it one of the most annoying tanks, like I've said already in this video, to fight against. This tank is so annoying, and it just makes it a complete menace in any battle you have it in. And oh boy, here comes the Batchat, who actually gets tracked, so I'm gonna load an HE, and bro, that alpha damage. Let me turn down my headset volume, but yeah. 752. I forgot to mention the HE alpha is quite insane on this tank. If at any point you are able to load your HEs and pen someone, do that. The HE damage is ridiculous on this thing. So I think all of the things combined, the armor profile that's insanely troll, the gun that deals insane alpha for a light tank, your mobility that's fantastic, your gun depression that makes you flexible. Like, the only downside to this tank is that, sure, you have troll armor, but you don't really have the capabilities to brawl anyone in another medium tank frontline, because, of course, that DPM is really going to make you struggle in one-on-one fights. And, of course, like I said, the armor profile, sure, it's troll, but it's not very reliable. I wouldn't say you would want to... I wouldn't recommend you guys rely on the armor profile. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. This thing is absolutely insane, and we've already done a lot of damage to this poor enemy team in front of me. Of course, we are up against tier 8s, so that just makes me even less afraid of whoever I'm fighting. That 252 just tried shooting at me, and he completely missed. And now that there's only 2 tanks left, I'm going to use my fantastic mobility to get right on into the fight and head for that 252. Now, Yeah, I don't even know what else there is to say about this tank other than the fact that, in my personal opinion, it is pretty much overpowered as hell. Like, this tank is very, very overpowered, all things considered. Even if it's kind of difficult to play for, like, a brand new player, anyone who wants a light tank that is easy to play will grind the Sheridan line. That's what I recommend. Just grind the Sheridan line. The whole line is really fun, very, very easy to play, such as this game shows. I dealt 4,100 damage, and how much effort did I put in there, guys? -5 effort? I don't know. That's not even English, but yeah, I did not put in any effort into this battle, and I came out with a victory and over 4,000 damage, which is just like, bro, what other light tank could you put this minimal effort in and get out this good of a result? So that's game number 1 for you. T92. I'm so glad I chose to review this tank today. It's such a blast. I don't know. And here we are getting into game number 2. We're on Dead Rail this time, and this map is going to be quite good for my tank if things go my way. Now, the T92, it's super, super dangerous even in tier 10 battles. Of course, these first 2 games have been against tier 8s, but like I said, tier 10s, it's the same deal. You're playing the exact same sort of play style because you have so much pen, because you have so much alpha, because you're not relying on things that light tanks normally would rely on, which is accuracy and DPM. Even in tier 10 games, just the fact that you can get out alpha damage trades that are higher than tier 10 tanks, and you have enough pen to deal with tier 10s, that's why this tank is just so good. Now, obviously, I didn't aim in that shot, so it was like a 50-50 chance of penning that guy's side there, but oh well. Anyways, it sort of has the same play style as like a Sheridan or any other high alpha tank with bad DPM. Basically, what you have to do in this tank is you want to poke, shoot, and make sure you have cover around you so you can run and hide the second you do get on that reload, because of course a 17-second reload is nothing to really like sleep on. Like, it is a super long reload, and you're gonna find in a lot of situations having that super long reload will make it so people will want to push you the second they see you fire. So having cover around you enables you to run away and at least ring around the rosy a lot of players before they're able to just DPM the crap out of you. So I recommend doing that, and for that reason, this tank is insanely good at carrying battles. Same with the Sheridan. Having a tank that can just literally peek-a-boom, like, absolutely out-trade everyone, and then run away because of the good mobility, makes it a very, very good end-game tank for those, like, 1v3 situations, because, of course, you're in a light tank. You have more view range than a lot of other tanks in the game, and pairing that with your alpha and all the other good stats about this thing makes it absolutely insane. So in this battle, this is not going well. I can tell you that right now. And I'm going to aim in basically fully to get a shell into that T30. I'm expecting to lose this battle, so at this point, I'm just going to try and get out as much damage as I can. I can't help out the heavies because the second I go over there, I'm just going to get absolutely nuked by their whole team. And I can't push med side because there is a T30 and a Defender Mark 1 in front of me. So here's the Defender. I'm going to aim in a shot, and actually, if I had penned that Defender at the very beginning of the game, this guy would have been dead already, but unfortunately, because that didn't happen, he is still alive, and he's still rushing. So I'm going to actually ignore the Defender for now. I want to see if I can get a shell into someone else who's on heavy side right now. We're going to see if... No, I can't. I was hoping to get a shell into maybe that Charlemagne, but it's not going to happen. And the T30 does, in fact, pick up a kill on my teammate. So it's only me left. I'm not going to win this game, I can tell you that right now. Even if this thing has good carry potential, it doesn't make a 1v6 any easier, especially when their whole team is pretty healthy. So I'm going to do my best, but yeah, this is not going to be a win. At least I don't think it is. We're going to get a kill shot into that Defender Mark 1, and I'm going to keep using my mobility to get out of that situation there. I am going to cap C, simply because I know that T34 is a one-shot, and so is this other guy who's going to YOLO me, so I'm going to try and bait them into my shells. There's the Lek Panzer, who he does, in fact, poke that. Very interesting indeed. And I'm going to keep capping C because I don't like the fact that there is 750 base cap on me right now. If the T34 does pull off to my side here, then I can kill him before I do die. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be the end of my game. The K2 does finish me off because the Charlemagne does shoot me before, but Again, I still did 3,000 damage this game, so I can't complain, even if I was gifted one of the worst teams I've ever seen. That just goes to show you guys, like, having high alpha damage was allowing me to pick up those kills, which, in an ideal situation where there weren't 6 tanks against me, I could have maybe won that game if there were, like, 3 or 4. But yeah, unfortunately, look at the rest of my team. Not great stuff from them, but still, the T92... that was a pretty easy battle. I didn't exactly put in effort into that game. I just sort of sat where I knew I could get free shells out and then pulled into cover when I wasn't firing or when I was on a reload. So again, very, very simple gameplay to master in this sort of vehicle. You just have to play patient. You can't be brawling enemy mediums, which is mainly the problem people have when playing a tank like this, is they just go way too aggressive early on in the game, and then they end up fighting something with crazy DPM that they can't deal with. That's mainly how I see people in Sheridans and T92E1s die. But anyways, we're going to get into game number 3 here, and we're going to see what we can do, maybe get a win for the final battle of the video. And here we are, Castilla for game number 3. Interesting map. I don't like Castilla. Even in light tanks and medium tanks, it's still kind of a mid map because... yeah, it's so team dependent on whether you're going to win or lose. It really depends, like I said, on what your team is going to do. So we're going to see if our team is going to go medium side or heavy side, and we'll see what the enemy team does as well. But I'm going to be going medium side because, of course, I have good mobility. So even if I need to escape from medium side, I can do so very quickly. And it looks like half my team is going to be going heavy side, which is fine. It's also important for me as a light tank player to spot up the med side. So then if any of the heavies do take the C-cap hill, they're going to be able to shoot at the medium tanks on the enemy team who maybe will be pushing this side of the map. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take this route right here and get up the hill as fast as I can. So now that we're in this position, I'm going to see if I can spot out anyone who might be sitting in base A or who might be driving to the base. As that's what a lot of people do. They start going for the base cap immediately, which is, there we go, boom, 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 right with the, exactly what the AMX is going to do. Now, he penned me twice, but just the simple fact that I have so much alpha allowed me to just completely out-trade that guy 10 times over. And that's just the power of the T92E1. And now we do have a bunch of tanks who are YOLOing this poor STA1. This guy is very much cooked right now. And seeing as he's the only guy over here, besides me, I'm probably going to dip very, very soon here. If I can't pick up the kill... Ooh, nice. He did pick up the kill on that guy. I'm going to try and shoot at this E50, but chances are I am going to have to run because, yeah, me versus 2 tanks. Well, actually, you know what? I might be able to hold these guys off. I might. I'm going to wait for my reload, then we're going to load our premium shells, and we're going to go for this E50 right here. We're going to load them in, and boom, because I have such nice premium ammo, the E50M's armor profile, even on his turret, stood no chance. Now, obviously, this Lewis is going to be very annoying indeed, and this is where I'm really going to have to be careful here. But luckily, I do have team support, and this Lewis doesn't, and oh my god, bro got absolutely rolled by my T95. That's where having team support is very important in a tank like this. You saw I was really trying to use the cover to get away from that Lewis, and that was a fantastic example of not only the HE alpha damage of this tank, once again showing its true colors, but also the sort of playstyle you want to acquire in this tank. Again, having solid cover around you is super, super important. So anyways, now that there's only 3 tanks left, I am not scared at all. I still have 1,000 health left, and the enemy team is not doing too hot. You can see the AMX is in front of me right there. The AC-48. I'm hoping this guy backs up, because if he does, I can get an HE shell into his side. But it doesn't look like he is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up his TD hill, and we're gonna say, open up, bro. And we're going to, yes, knock down his door. Here we go. Oh, FBI, open up, bro. What's up, dude? 573 right there into his hatch. And, yeah, this guy's not too happy. He's going to be even less happy when he's going to be dead in about 3 seconds here. And bye. Okay. There we go. That was game number 3. At least we got a win for 2 of the 3 battles we played this video. But a perfect showcase of why the T92E1 is so very strong. Like, you saw that game. Again, not too much effort put in. I put a little bit more into that game than I did the first 2 because I, of course, had a medium tank disadvantage when my STA died. But other than that, what else did I put in terms of effort? Not much. I'm going to say that right now. Not very much. And we still were able to do over 3,000 damage in all of the battles I played in this thing. And this is not unusual. Like, most of the games I play in this tank, I'll get over 3,000 damage because it's so easy to do damage in this tank, as long as you have enough team support and you put yourself in the right spots. But that's T92E1 for you guys. For any of you guys who have not yet played this tank yet, I recommend you guys try it out if you're into light tank gameplay or tanks with mobility. And for any of you who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do that as well, as it's a fantastic way to not only support the content I make, but stay up to date when I post videos almost daily. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.